All right. Good evening, everybody. Should be streaming live everywhere. So I'm just double checking this because not only are we doing Zoom, but I have StreamYard going with 8 different locations that we're streaming live
I'm just
tonight.
double checking this.
There we go. So I can make sure that we are live on Facebook as well. And we still have people coming in. I'm going to give it about 2 more minutes before we go ahead and get started, allow everybody to come in. And while we're doing that, go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. I'm going to keep that up there. My other phone.
There we go. Okay. I've got 4 screens going at the same time. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is our Monday night recap call. Let me make sure everybody is muted. And we've got still more people coming in. Sue Williams, you've got your VIP shirt on? All right, and VIPs, you know how we do it. If you can, go ahead and turn on your camera so everybody can see you. Let me hit the record button so we can jump right on in.
Recording in progress.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our special Monday night recap call of the People's Money 5-Day Challenge. Thank you guys for taking time out of your schedule to come back to recap with us what's going on here tonight. And we are actually live on Facebook as well. We're streaming everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and also our ILCA groups. We're streaming live so all the community can see, even those that did not register for the 5-day challenge. I want them to get a sneak peek at what it is you guys saw last week. And last week, we just finished our 4th The People's Money Challenge, So I don't want everybody to be left out yet. So I am going to, because they're still coming in, and I don't want anybody left out. So I'm going to get this set up to play our short little intro clip. And that's why I couldn't do it here. The feedback. All right. Give me 1 second. Imagine a world where everybody is connected. Imagine a world where somebody in Japan can do a transaction with somebody in the United States without high banking fees. Imagine a world no longer ruled by greedy corporate banks. There's going to be a common time when we think of central banks in the same way we think about calling an operator to talk to a friend on the phone. This weird, annoying entity that came between us and the things we actually wanted. You aren't going to drown in fees anymore. You aren't going to borrow money from a bank. You aren't going to fight a half a dozen middlemen. It'll just be you and your money anywhere on earth. And once this happens, cryptocurrency could very well make the US dollar obsolete. Once people understand how easy this is and get used to it, the demand for legacy money controlled by a government and bank is going to plummet like a rock. Welcome to the world of cryptocurrency. What if you could use retirement accounts to invest in crypto? All right, and we're back. Welcome, everybody, back to our Monday night live recap call of the People's Money 5-Day Challenge. Thank you for being here. I see a lot of people that's joining and putting their name in the chat box. I see also on the streaming side, let's see, Facebook user, North Carolina, Facebook user. Jeffrey Roy Frazier from Washington, James from Nebraska, Curacao, I see, Neil Brooks from Richmond, Lanu from Maui, Brian from Los Angeles, Janelle from Colorado, Gina from Philadelphia, Marnita from Colorado, see, Mike Kilfoy from Australia. You're trying to get on the Zoom. Somebody says Facebook user trying to get on the Zoom. If you go to the People's Money Challenge group, James posted the link for the Zoom tonight. So if you go to the People's Money Challenge group, you can actually hop on the Zoom side with all of us. I see also Teresa Carlson from Washington State, Alvin from Chicago, Catherine Romero from Louisiana, Marisol from Texas, Teresa, I see Washington State, Mike, Australia, Sherry Sullivan, I see you on, Tracy Douglas, Julia from Virginia, Patty from San Diego, Trish from Atlanta, DJ Colorado, Mike Nowalski. I'm depressed. I'm everywhere tonight. Sue Williams in Utah, she's got her shirt on. Kevin from Crawford, Georgia. Steve Randall from Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee. Diane from San Diego. Laura from Maryland. Denise from Jersey. Anita from Toronto, Canada. Sherry from Cleveland. Dorothy from Tampa, Florida. Christine from Illinois. Paulette, first one on with me, came on early. I see Lisa Ragsdale from Maryland. All right, so let's jump on into this. Now, last week, the 5-day challenge, and I'm going to tell you guys a story on how all this has begun. You had a chance to listen to all of our panelists last week, and we had panelists like Mr. Byron Nelson that kicked it off on Monday night, all the way to Mr. Steve Carter, who closed us out Friday, and all the great panelists in between. But you haven't heard my story. And I want to take a little bit of time to be able to share with you my story, how we even got to creating the Ivy League Crypto Academy, why, and then we're going to cover in just very briefly the topics that we talked about last week, and we will go into detail about what's coming next. For those of you who love to learn and you want to make money, the thing about in crypto, if you want to be successful at both, you have to fall in love with both processes. It's very easy to fall in love with making money because you feel that that's an immediate gratification. You feel good when you have money in the bank account. You feel good when you see that your dashboard money's rising and you start to think about what you can do with it and how it's going to solve problems that you currently have. You don't necessarily always have that same feeling when you're learning something new, because learning something new doesn't mean anything until you apply it. So the key in the strategy is being able to apply the knowledge that you've learned to be able to make money, to have that feeling. So if you could connect that feeling that money gives you to the action of learning, if you can connect those two together, then learning will be just as fun to you and give you that same great feeling as making money does. And I hope that makes sense. I went a little bit deeper on that one. But if you can connect those two, that's something that Tony Robbins talks about all the time about changing your physiology. You can connect the act of learning to making money. Then this is a great, great journey that you're going to be on. I connected the two. I know every time I learn something new in the crypto space, I'm making more money. So I have that feeling that goes with it. So the background story, I've been in the network marketing direct sales industry for 24 years this December. I got started my senior year in Morehouse College. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was told if I want to have success, I need to go to school, get good grades, and get a good, safe, secure job. I'm sure many of you have been told that same story. And I did that. I graduated from Morehouse College, went on to have a nice corporate career, but was laid off not once but twice. And I learned that old American dream is a lie. It's not going to work. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting a different result. So I asked a very simple question, and it's a question that unfortunately most people, most adults, either don't ask, they're afraid to ask, or they don't know to ask. And that question is, what do I need to do to actually make money? Where is money being made in America? If it's not being made on a 9-to-5 job. You know, I saw a post that Pastor Carter Oliver posted of her daughter who's going to college. And it showed the top income, depending on the degree you choose to go down. And the highest one, I think, had like a 90-something thousand dollars. And then unless you wanted to go to school to become a lawyer and become a doctor, 90-something thousand dollars. After spending 4 years in college and all the money for that, that's your yearly income. So her daughter asked her a question. Why don't you send me the list of areas I can learn if I decide to be an entrepreneur? What are they paying out? What are they making? And she's got it absolutely right. It's like the mind of a child. Ask the simple question. If a 9-to-5 job is not going to get me where I want to go, then what industry is where money's being made? That's the industry I need to focus on. So I saw entrepreneurs, people that didn't even have a high school degree, were becoming millionaires. I need to become an entrepreneur. And I read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich. And they always talked about if you don't have wealth, if you don't have resources, if you don't have a family that can give you things to get you started, then the number one place to start off is probably network marketing and direct sales. So that's what I did. And I wish I could say I had a great success. I failed for 10 years. 10 years. But it's not that I actually failed, it's I had to reprogram my brain because I was indoctrinated, as Aaron was talking about earlier this week. I was indoctrinated to think and operate a certain way, a 9-to-5 job mentality from school. I had to unlearn all of that to be able to learn something new. Wealthy people think and entrepreneurs think completely different than a 9-to-5 job mentality. I had to unlearn. And then I had to learn certain skill sets. It took me 10 years. Other people, it takes them 6 months. They figure it out very quickly. Sometimes they take it in 2 or 3 years. How many times have you heard somebody say, oh, yeah, I'd never done this before. I got started. I made $1 million in 2 years. And you're like, really? Really? How can you do it? Didn't happen to me. I couldn't sell anything to save my life. I couldn't recruit anybody to save my life. 10 years. A lot of people quit, go back to 9-to-5 job. I was just stubborn. I refused to fail. And so I kept at it. And about 10 years in, there's 2 things I learned. I read Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, and I also listened to an audio series by Kevin Trudeau called Your Wish is Your Command. And those 2 things gave me aha moments to everything else I learned previous in my personal development. And I started to apply for the first time what I was actually learning instead of just soaking it all in. And I applied it, and my business took off ever since. I've been a top recruiter, a 7-figure earner, a top producer in anything I did ever since. Then I got burnt out by the industry. In around 2016, I started to get burnt out and said, I'm tired of this. I want to let my money work for me. Instead of leveraging people, I want to leverage my money. and what industry was the new money of wealth being generated. And that industry was cryptocurrencies by far. I saw that. I didn't understand it. I didn't know it. First time I heard about Bitcoin, I thought it was monopoly money being used by nerds who live in their mom's basement every single day. I didn't think there was anything real to it. And but I did see it when it went from $100 to $640. And so a friend of mine said, maybe we need to buy some of this Bitcoin stuff. And I did. I bought 3 Bitcoin for $640. That was beginning of October 2016. I forgot about it. December 2016 was a very, very difficult month. In fact, Decembers have always been my hardest months. It's my most expensive month. I've got 2 birthdays, Christmas, and all the bills to take care of and getting ready for tax season ending. I got to pay taxes for the year. And so I was like, I need to make some more money. Where can I get some more money? And I said, whoa, these 3 Bitcoin I bought, they're now worth $860. I bought them for $640. I'm smartest man in the world. I sold my 3 Bitcoin for Christmas presents. I'm like, I don't even know about this stuff. I made money. This is simple. This is easy. 1 year later, each Bitcoin was worth $20,000 a coin. $20,000 a coin. That was one of the most expensive Christmas that I ever had. Because if I held those 3 Bitcoin, even last year, Bitcoin got to $69,000 a coin. I sold them for $860, $870, somewhere around there. So I realized I need to learn about this. And there was nobody that could teach me. Nobody knew. Even the people I knew making money didn't know. All they knew is Bitcoin keeps going up and they're joining programs where they're flipping it, compounding it, and they just press a button every day. They don't understand what's going on. So I said, if I'm going to get involved in something, if I'm going to switch my career, I need to learn this, if I even want to switch my career based off of this. So I began my research. YouTube and Google, which I do not advise you to do. I began researching. At the time, Bitcoin was worth $1,000 a coin. May 2017, I learned 2 things that changed my life. The first is that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today. Whether you like it or not, believe it or not, trust it or not, your opinion of it is irrelevant. Nobody cares if you still think that cash is king. It's irrelevant. You're going to be driving down the street and see Bitcoin ATMs. You're going to go into your Starbucks or any other grocery store. They're going to see we now accept crypto as payment. You're going to go to your job and they're going to say you need to have a crypto wallet because we're now going to pay you your salary in crypto, digital, or we're accepting payment for our product and services. You need to learn blockchain technology if you want to keep your job. That's the future. The second thing that I learned really shook me is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. And that last part is key, the most amount of people. Why? There has been other economic shifts in wealth before. There have been other opportunities to get rich before, but only if you knew the right people, if you were born in the right family. You see, here, it doesn't matter where you were born, what language you speak, the color of your skin, the country you live in, whether you're a man, woman, or child, whether you have a college degree. There's no glass ceiling. There's no racism, sexism, and nepotism. None of that matters here. Talk about the ultimate equal, even playing ground. Because all you need is a cell phone, access to the internet, and a willingness to learn. And if you have those things, you are a walking ATM machine. You can write your own check. And I got so excited and I put a game plan together because I figured that out in May of 2017. At the time, a partner and I were involved in a real estate deal that was months and months in the making. And it was going to close in August of 2017. You know what my cut of that was going to be? About $500,000. So I had a game plan because at this time I have already resigned from, I was vice president of sales and marketing for one company. I was a top rep in another company. I resigned and stopped all of that. So my income, I had no income coming in. I was living off of my savings because I knew I was going to get this $500,000 deal. August 2017, 99% done. We were there. 99%. And I learned something. It's like if you grew up in the 80s and you watched G.I. Joe and they say knowing is half the battle or showing up is half the battle. When you're 99% there, you're halfway there because of one mistake, one negligence, not on our part, but on one of the principal's parts, because he decided to take a vacation and didn't want to notarize something until he came back, and the expiration clock expired. And then the whole process will have to start over again. Because of that one negligence, the deal did not close, and I didn't have to have that $500,000. And I'm now faced with, at the end of August, I've got all of these bills to pay and no money. I stopped everything I was doing. Now, here's the thing about learning certain skills, and you might hear this when your James Hendricks is telling you about learning how to market. I know that I'm always 60 to 90 days away from a turnaround, meaning if I go broke at any given time, I know I can join any opportunity within 60 days, be back to $10,000 a month, but I didn't have 60 days. I had to pay bills next week. Okay. So in that situation, I was broke, busted, and disgusted. I was ultimately depressed. I didn't know what to do because even in the crypto space, I was going to use half of that, $250,000 to invest in crypto, because at the time I thought, yeah, I need to have a whole lot of money. That's what my friends did. I knew what to do with that money, and I was going to flip that $250,000 into millions. That was the goal. Didn't turn out that way. I ended up having to borrow money from my father just to get through the rest of the month and pay rent. And then looking forward, I had to do the ultimate no-no for me, which I thought about getting a job again. I had already retired from corporate America 5-6 years before that. 2012, July 13th on my birthday, I walked away from corporate America. I hadn't had a job since. And the one thing how we talk about that 9 to 5 people think one way and entrepreneurs think another. The worst nightmare for somebody that's really dependent on a 9 to 5 job is to get that pink slip, to get that notice that they're going to get laid off. That's the worst feeling. I've been there. But when you're an entrepreneur, do you know what the worst feeling is? The thought that you might have to go get a 9 to 5 job again. That's a nightmare to us. And that's what I was facing. And I'm looking myself in the mirror saying, you're a college graduate. You've made 7 figures before. You've walked off your job. You've got kids. You've got kid that's going to college. And you have no money, no way out. That's ultimate depressing. And I went back to get another job because I had to. And the day I was supposed to start the job, I went through all the training. The day I was supposed to start the job, I put on this shirt. It was for DirecTV. This was the worst and best day of my life as an adult. One of them. I was about to go to my job for the first day. And it breaks my heart even looking at this photo, because that was the reality at the time. Well, I still had black there, not gray, not much gray. But right after I took this picture, I made a decision. I said, I am not moving backwards. There's no way in the world I'm moving backwards. And I went back in the house, took off that shirt and threw it in the trash and made a decision. I spent 6 months learning this crypto thing. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going all in one way or another. There is no turning back. And then a couple of years later, I look like this. Complete turn my life around because of the decision that you make. You are only one decision away from changing your life. It was that moment I made a decision that has led to everything we are right now. And where are we right now? What happened? Well, I had $30. $30. Not 250,000. 30. And I took that $30 and my education that I learned teaching myself, and I flipped it into 6 figures by December 2017. Just like that. Now, I wish I could say everybody can do that. No, not everybody can do that. Some people did it faster than that. Some people, it takes a lot longer. But I did. And then when Bitcoin dropped from 20,000 back down to 6,000 in 2018, there's a lot of people who lost a lot of money. A lot of my friends who made millions lost millions because they didn't have education to know what to do in a volatile market, or their businesses went out of business or got shut down by the government or were deemed scams or whatnot. They had no idea what to do. They never went through crypto education. I said, we need to have a good crypto education out there. Why not I create one? So I created crypto educational courses in 2018. And I started to consult for crypto companies. And they started using, white labeling my education for their businesses, for their community. Even universities started using my courses. And I was doing that for years. But when you give your product to somebody else, they determine how it's going to use and what's going to happen with it, not me. And unfortunately, they didn't always make the best decisions. And so after a couple of years, I said, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So why don't I create it myself? So we created a course called 3-Course Crypto that for the last year and a half, I've been selling almost 2 years, 3-Course Crypto. But I wanted to scale. I wanted it to get bigger. So I said, I need a professional marketing team behind me to make this happen. And I approached Mr. James Hendricks. I knew his background. I knew his story. You guys have already heard that. He shared a little bit of it on Friday. But this is a gentleman that has 7, 8, 9 figures behind his name and a whole way to do it and marketing skills that I did not have. So instead of me trying to learn all that new stuff, why don't I just hire somebody to do it? So I got with James and I said, James, and he did not believe in crypto at the time. He was like, what? He thought it all as a scam. Anything dealing with crypto was a scam. This is just 1 year ago when I had this conversation with him. And I said, but he said, but I can't deny that it is a hot thing. People want it. People are buying it. So, I mean, once you have certain skills, you can sell ice to an Eskimo, tires on the side of a freeway. It doesn't matter what you're selling. If you've got the skills, he said, if there's an audience for it, I guess we could sell it. And that's what began his crypto journey with me and him figuring out that this thing really is the real deal. But he said, Brandon, instead of just bringing eyeballs to your crypto education, why don't we create an entire university around it? And that's where the idea for me having my Ivy League Crypto Academy built this way came into be. I used to do Bitcoin boot camps around the country. He said, why don't we do that virtually, where you can reach more people than just people in the city? That's where the 5-day challenge came in. So everything that you see now everything that you see now was a result of that journey to get to this place. So 7 figures later from $30 and years later, my story can be your story. If I can do it, starting from scratch. I didn't know nothing about Bitcoin and crypto, and there was nobody to teach me or hold my hand. I learned by trial and error, by losing money and getting scammed over and over and over and over again. I was just too stubborn to give up. I've lost, if you adjust, I would say adjust for inflation, but just for the value of crypto today, it's probably close to $1 million. Now, I don't see that as a loss. I see that that's what I spent to learn everything that I know now. That's going to make me multiple millions. And you don't have to go through that process because we have courses that's walking you through that, starting with the 5-day challenge. So day 1, what did we talk about? We learned about who is Satoshi Nakamoto. How many of you guys have a clear understanding, or do you know who Satoshi Nakamoto is? Type me in the chat box. If you know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, type me in the chat box. Let me rephrase that. Marnita said, "Me, wait, no, I don't." Let me rephrase that. If you have a better understanding of the Satoshi Nakamoto? Type me in the chat box because we covered that on Monday. That's a better way for me to say it. Because we don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. We covered a few individuals who it could be. But one of the things that we learned about Satoshi Nakamoto is that whoever they are, they're a genius. They created something that is for the people. And without taking recognition for it, has turned out to be one of the greatest inventions in modern history. Oh no, it's not me. Oh no, I don't even want a hint of that being did I create it? Oh no. In 2000, when Bitcoin was created, I got the year it launched, I was laid off from my job. I was still in the 9-to-5 job world at that time. 2009, I got laid off. The greatest financial collapse or recession in American history. So we learned about who could possibly be Satoshi Nakamoto, but we learned about why it was created. The white paper. How many of you have finally read the white paper or listened to the white paper? Type me in the chat box. If you've read it or listened to it. I got people say, Brandon, I just want to make money. Why should I care about who Satoshi Nakamoto is? Fundamentals. Got to know the fundamentals. Kenny T, I can't lie, I still haven't. That's okay. We all start somewhere. We all have a beginning. So we learned about the enigma of Satoshi Nakamoto, and my conclusion is I really don't care at this point. In fact, I hope we never know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. I hope we never find out because, unfortunately, we're human. And if the identity of Satoshi comes out, then the entire crypto movement becomes about whoever that person or individual or group is rather than what they've created. We see this all the time, especially in politics. Somebody gets nominated for something, you go back and find out that they smoked a joint when they were in the 7th grade and hold that against them for the rest of their life. We're human. So all of that individual's faults become the fault of the crypto movement. It's like that old saying, you never want to meet your heroes because they will, 10 times out of 10, they will let you down because you will realize they're not the superhero. They're human. They make mistakes just like everybody does. And that sometimes you don't want that, you want that symbol to stay where it's at. So whoever Satoshi is, stay hidden, stay gone, never be revealed. On night 2, we talked about what is blockchain technology. And that's important because most people think that Bitcoin and blockchain is interchangeable. It's not the same thing. Blockchain technology is railroad tracks. Bitcoin is the train on top of the railroad tracks. Blockchain technology is the internet. Bitcoin is Facebook on the internet, or Google, or Yahoo, or Twitter. It's using the blockchain to survive. People think that Bitcoin is just made up out of thin air. No, it is a proof of work. Bitcoin is a reward for creating the blockchain. The blockchain is the third ledger. All it is a recording transactions. And if you don't understand what a ledger transaction means, every time you go to the store and you buy something, you're giving a receipt. That receipt is a record of the transaction. If you have a bank account, every time your bank account is recording when you use your debit card, when you're making deposits, when you're doing withdrawals, it's recording who's sending it to you, from where, how much, the date of it. It's a record of transactions that you have to log into your bank and pull up your statement. The only one who can see that transaction is you and the bank. That's a ledger. If you buy something from the store, you want to return it. If you don't have the receipt, which is proof of purchase, you can't return the item to the store. If you have a dispute between two people, you need a third-party middleman. You got to get a lawyer, you go to the court, and then the judge decides who's right and who's wrong. So now you have a third-party human interference, which means it also costs money to have that. That is a system we've been having for the last 500 years with the introduction of the banks, modern-day banks. But blockchain technology is the fourth industrial revolution. It is a new ledger system, a ledger that is not controlled by a person, government, bank, or entity. It is a ledger that is open source, meaning once a transaction happens, it's not being recorded between two people, it's being recorded with the entire world. So it can never be disputed, it can never be challenged, it can never be manipulated or hacked. It's permanent. It's like writing and etching in stone, like back in the day, Mesopotamia days, stone clay tablets to keep records. You can't erase it off the stone. It's there forever. It's like we are going back in time now because the blockchain is stone. It's being etched in stone digitally. You're going to see in our new video series called The Internet of Things how this blockchain technology is disrupting multiple different industries, from the food industry, the medical industry, agriculture, homes, smart cities, technology, how people interact with each other, virtual reality, augmented reality. This is the future, Web 3. Blockchain technology is going to fundamentally change the entire planet. No individual is going to be left behind, because even in the banking world, you have what, 30% of the human population that doesn't have access to a bank account. Blockchain technology now links everybody has access to the financial world. Now, when you have technology like that, do you think that's going to be received well by the powers that be? Absolutely not, because they don't control it. I just did crypto talk this morning talking about Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, two billionaires from Berkshire Hathaway. And Charlie Munger, I mean, he just let it out. He said, no, it's evil. It's evil because we don't control it. He says it. He says it right there. The people shouldn't have that control. You need us to tell you what to do and how to live. So they're going to be against it. They're going to fight it. It's something new, but new technology is always going to have its critics. Think about the internet. I played earlier this week the video of David Letterman and Bill Gates. And David Letterman making fun of Bill Gates talking about the internet. What is the internet? David Letterman has many websites and emails and everything today. But at the time, David Letterman thought it was a joke. It was a fad. It was not necessary. I got to find that clip from the Today Show where they said, what is email? People laughed at the email. What is that? See, blockchain technology right now, even though it's been around now since 2009, blockchain technology is at the same developmental stage where the internet was at about 1995. You're not too late. You're not too late on this. You're still in the beginning, early days of it. And it's going to impact every industry. See, you can take Bitcoin and crypto away and still have blockchain technology. But you can't have Bitcoin and crypto without blockchain. That's why it's important to understand. On our third night, we talked about what is cryptocurrencies themselves. You see, whenever you hear somebody say that Bitcoin is made up out of thin air, there's nothing to it, it doesn't have any use value, and all that mumbo jumbo nonsense, they're only describing money, this physical cash. See, there's a difference between the word money and resources. There's a difference. I do a class, I haven't done it in a while, about the river of money. Money is nothing but energy. We only know this as money. Wealthy people understand the word resource. Resource can be money. It could be assets. It could be real estate. It could be people. It could be many different things. Resource. But all we know is money. This is printed and can be printed at any given time. And if you keep printing it, what happens to the value that you have in your hand? what happens to the value? It goes down. This $100 bill, people say, oh, this is cash. This is real money. Really? It has lost 95% of its value since inception. 95%. This is one trip to the grocery store. Wait, half a trip to the grocery store. Weston saying, no, well, not even that. My wife went to Sprouts yesterday. I'd say every time she goes, $75. Comes back with 2 bags, 1 bag and a half. But this can't get us today what it used to get us 20 years ago. Mr. Nelson said, if you have $1 million, that's not rich. That's not wealthy today. That's barely getting by on a comfortable life. Our level of comfortability has been dropping decade after decade. It just happens over a long stretch of time. We don't really feel that burn as much. But our grandparents were able to do far more with the money they had than we are today with the same amount of money. But Bitcoin is not created out of thin air. You need to create the blockchain, and the blockchain reward for creating it is Bitcoin. That's a reward. It's proof of work. There's a cost behind it in manpower, equipment, and energy for a Bitcoin to be created. Just like gold. What makes gold valuable? Because it's scarce. If gold was just laying around everywhere, would it have its value that it has today? No. The fact that you've got to mine it, you've got to dig in the ground. You've got to refine it, process it, transfer it. All of that work is what makes gold so precious and valuable. Bitcoin is the same process except digitally. Cryptocurrencies, not controlled by a bank, a government, a business, or a CEO. Universal in value. 1 Bitcoin in Japan is worth 1 Bitcoin in the United States without having to do foreign exchange routes. It is scarce, like gold. There's only 21 million Bitcoin ever in existence. There are more millionaires and billionaires on the planet today than there are Bitcoin, which means when they actually figure it out, they can afford paying $38,000 without even thinking about it for 1 Bitcoin. But if they all decided to do it at the same time, there's not enough to go around, which means the value of Bitcoin goes up. In 120 years, roughly around that, the last Bitcoin will be mined. So mining will still be taking place for a long time. Every 4 years, it goes through what's called a halving event, where the amount of Bitcoin that's rewarded for the creation of every block is cut in half. Right now, it's 6.25, which means in 2024, it should go down to 3.15 or something like that, or 3.125. But the value of Bitcoin has gone up every 4 years. So even though you might be producing less Bitcoin, the value of it is higher, much higher now than when it was worth pennies 10 years ago or 11, 12 years ago. It's also permissionless, meaning that you can send Bitcoin and cryptocurrency around the world without the need of Western Union or a bank wire transfer, paying high transaction fees. You don't need permission from a bank or a government. You don't have to sign paperwork. It's like sending an email, and it happens almost instantaneous with a small minimum fee. You are the bank. You have now cut out the middleman. You don't have to pay the bank fees. You don't have to pay lawyer fees and judge fees and all the intermediaries. Direct peer-to-peer on a transaction that is being confirmed by everyone around the world. If you want to have, in America, we have the 2022 midterm elections are coming up. And the hottest thing in the land is voter integrity. So whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you have a concern about that one way or another. You want to have ultimate voter integrity, put voting on the blockchain. Put it on the blockchain. Math doesn't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Math is math. And the politicians that are against it, you know which ones are the crooks. And I can guarantee you both sides will be against it. As much as blockchain will interrupt everything, disrupt everything. Voting will be the last thing that they will implement it with. It'll happen eventually, but it will be the last thing because they both like to play funny business when it comes to voting. Both sides do. Just keep an eye out for that. Day 4, we talked about unlocking cryptocurrencies. Okay, so now that I know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, I know what cryptocurrency is, I know what the blockchain is. How do I get involved? How do I buy it? Well, you need to get a wallet. So we talked about wallets. We talked about getting a Coinbase account or a crypto.com account or a Clever account. There's many different wallets that you can get where you can attach your bank account to it and buy Bitcoin for the very first time. And then you can move Bitcoin from one wallet to another wallet. You can send it to a friend. You can use it to buy things. You can use it to transact. So we talked about what different types of wallets are out there, how to have security, the difference between custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. If you don't own your private key, you don't own your Bitcoin. Cold storage wallet like this one. This is a cold storage wallet. I own and control this private key. Cannot be hacked. I'm my own bank. We talked about the importance of two-factor authentication so that hackers can't, even if they get their passcode, they can't get into your wallet. A disturbing thing is we read in Crypto Talk just this morning, for those of you in the inner circle, we covered how our smartphones are so smart now that they are the ability to have that auto text, or what do we call it? Auto replace and suggestive text that your phone can kind of remember your keyword phrases. I'm going to be looking more into that. I never even thought of that as an issue, as a problem. But we talked about security because this is where most people lose their money. The number one place is getting involved in scams, meaning getting involved in opportunities that are illegal, or it's going to be a scam, or you don't know it's a scam yet and you lose all your money, or your lack of education and you don't know how to host and control your crypto. Like one gentleman who lost more than $600,000 because he saved his key phrase from MetaMask in the iCloud. That was 2 strikes right there. Number 1, MetaMask. Number 2, iCloud. Lost $600,000. The one thing that I guarantee in the crypto space is that you will lose money. You will. You will lose it. I guarantee you that. I just don't know when, where, or how much. But you will. It's part of the process. Your education will determine how much you lose and how much you gain. And if you're educated, you will win far more than you lose. And you have to reconcile with the fact that you're going to lose and not be emotional about it and say, oh, I got scammed, I'm out of here. I'm going back to the 9-to-5 job or whatever else I was doing. It's part of the game. It's the cost of doing business. If I want to make $1,000, I'm going to lose 100. If I want to make 10,000, I'm going to lose 1,000. If I want to make $100,000, I'm going to lose 10,000. If I want to make $1 million, I'm going to lose $100,000. If I want to make 10 million, I'm probably going to lose 1 million along the way. That's the cost of doing business. You've got to be able to keep your emotions out of it and move forward, even when things don't go the way it's supposed to go. This is a very high-risk, volatile industry, which is why education is so important. And then we move into our day 5. And day 5, we talked about laying the pathwork to becoming not a crypto millionaire, but a crypto billionaire. A crypto billionaire. And it first starts with education. I've got 4 rules that I live by that I learned the hard way. It wasn't taught to me. I figured these 4 things out. Number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Number 3, always get a return on investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, 3 years, 5 years? What are you willing to do to make that happen? Find a vehicle, take action, stay focused, do not get distracted. Now, following these rules is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that you can ask for. Now, if I say we're laying the path to becoming a crypto billionaire, that's because we're dealing in an industry that is the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind. The most millionaires and billionaires the world has ever seen is going to be generated because of this industry of blockchain technology. All you have to do is find out where you fit in all of this. So when people that are brand new and say, well, Brandon, you know, it sounds technical. I don't understand the blockchain. I don't understand, you know, all this, the reading the charts and all that just makes me crazy, because that's what my mom said. Here's my suggestion for you. What are you already passionate about right now? What are you passionate about doing in your real life? And a lot of people don't know this because you're busy working a 9-to-5 job, but you're not passionate about that. In other words, if money was not an option and you can do whatever you want, what would it be? Or if you're an entrepreneur, what is your skill set? What skills do you currently have right now? Take those skills and then put it in the blockchain space. If you're able to do that and figure that, this is one thing, I can't tell you what it is for you. This is your journey to figure that out. All I can do is lay the path for you. But once you figure that out, you're going to be good. I'm going to give you an example, several examples. You heard my story earlier. My example in the crypto space is the fact that before I got into crypto, I was known as a mindset business coach, 7-figure earner in the direct sales industry, self-improvement, personal development. I used to have radio shows like this. I called it Tips of the Day, where I gave a tip every day about how to be successful in direct sales. I became very good at that. I was a teacher. In the crypto space, that hasn't stopped. I still teach. Hello. ILCA. That's my passion is not crypto and Bitcoin and blockchain technology. That's not my passion. That's the vehicle. My passion is teaching. And I'm doing the same thing just in this space, which is making me a whole lot of money. There was a couple in Georgia, knew nothing about blockchain and crypto. They had a farm raising ducks, and they were behind on their mortgage. They were 60 days away or something from losing their farm, or 30 days away. So they were like, what do we do? What do we do? We can't get a loan from the bank. We can't get a grant. We're going to lose our farm. Well, they said, what's this whole NFT stuff? So they did a crash course to learn a little bit about how to create NFTs, and they created NFTs out of their ducks, drawing them. And I'm not talking about some Mozart-style draw. It looked like my 14-year-old drew it. Stupid little ducks. And they sold them as NFTs and made $120,000 in 6 hours. And they saved their farm. And now they have a whole duck design business going on with NFTs. They just took their passion, to read stupid little ducks, they took their passion and turned it into the blockchain crypto space. Well, it doesn't matter what your passion is, whether it's music, whether it's drawing. I still have to have this conversation with Pasha Oliver Carter, whose daughter draws and makes designs and thinking about doing NFT stuff. I got a phone call from a friend of mine who you guys will be hearing from soon. He was the individual who introduced me to direct sales, my very first sponsor. And he called me this morning saying, hey, Brandon, you know, I see you doing this ILCA. I need to get involved in this. But his daughter is an artist, and she's a professional artist, and she sells her paintings. She figured out how to sell her paintings in the metaverse, this virtual art house, and her physical paintings are on the walls that you can walk through and see and purchase. So whatever your passion is, you can find a way to make money from that in the crypto space. And meanwhile, the education teaches you some basics on how to trade, how to mine, how to build a portfolio. I'm going to tell you one surefire way that you can become a crypto millionaire without crypto education. You want to know this? If you want to know that, type me in the chat box. One way to become a crypto millionaire without crypto education, without having to learn how to trade, without mining. Now, this is not get rich quick. This is not, oh, I joined the latest, hottest company that's out right now and become a millionaire. I'm not talking about that. Without recruiting anybody. The very simplistic way. This is going to be a 5 to 10 year deal, though. You need to come up with a budget. Come up with a budget that you can afford, that you can put aside like a savings account. Now, unfortunately, this is not as easy as it seems because the average American doesn't even have $1,000 in their savings account. So the average American is not even doing this in their own savings account. So this is not as easy as it seems, but it is a simple process. Come up with a budget, whether it's $5, $50, $100, $500, $5,000 a month, and just accumulate, not just Bitcoin, but certain altcoins. I can't tell you which altcoins. Education will tell you that part, but at least Bitcoin. Just accumulate. Don't worry about what the price is. Don't worry about what the chart is saying. Did the market go up? Did the market go down? Any of that, don't worry about it. It's called dollar cost averaging. And you just continue to accumulate every single month. And you do that for the next 5 years. In 10 years, you'll be a millionaire in the crypto space. That is also another guarantee. How can I say that? Because we can look at the previous 10 years. You see, the best performance, the best example of future performance is past results. It's a fact. As volatile as the crypto market is, since the beginning, it's still done this. That's all it's done. It's done that. You don't need crypto education for that part. But crypto education can speed the process up. And that's where we come in. So what is next? And we're about to do the free Bitcoin giveaway for those of you who completed all the homework assignments. I know Robin's got a big smile on her face. Her name's in there twice. So we're about to do that. But let me tell you what's happening next. If you like the style of the 5-day challenge, you know, I did it a certain way. I have a learning disability called auditory processing disorder. I wasn't diagnosed until I was in college. And the reason was because even though I was struggling as a kid in school, my parents taught me you just have to work harder. So where I struggle, where things should have come easy, I just worked harder to overcome. But at a certain point, that catches up to you. So by the time I got to college, that's a whole different ball game. And it became aware. The therapist there, I remember the psychologist, the therapist, figured out that something's wrong and had me tested. Auditory processing disorder. I remember the psychiatrist was like, it's like you're going through college with one arm, or going through school with one arm tied behind your back. One arm tied behind your back. And I was like, wow. And so then we can develop, knowing what the problem is just, you just learn differently. So then I learned the skills, how to learn the way my brain can understand things. And then everything became easy again. So I process things a certain way. I also almost have them two semesters away from a master's degree in teaching education to be a professor if I wanted to go that route. They just don't pay enough money. So I figured out people learn by auditory, they learn by visual. So I created the courses in a way that covers all of the spectrums there, that you can read, you can listen, you can do both at the same time. You can have it on as background noise because I know people don't want to go back to school. You have busy lives. You're dealing with your kids. You're dealing with working a job and family and all that stuff, the stress that comes with it. You don't want to sit down and feel like I got to watch some video about something I don't understand, I'm not really excited about, that's not paying me any money right now. I'd rather turn on the TV and watch the game. So you can stop, pause, and rewind it as a streaming video, how I did the videos. So just like you saw last week where I had the slides up, I recorded all of the lessons in that same format. They're 5 minutes to 30 minutes long. So to continue your education, the 5 days just gave you a glimpse of what our Ivy League Crypto Academy is all about. There's going to be more than 120 videos, 45 available right now, and another 15 that will be released on, where's my link here? Yeah, another 15 that will be released on Thursday. So let me show you, and we showed this a little bit on Friday. So we've got in the Ivy League Crypto Academy, Bitcoin 101, Advanced Crypto, How to Trade Bitcoin and Cryptocurrencies. The one that's going to be released on Thursday is going to be the Internet of Things. Then we have smart contracts coming, DeFi coming, non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and the metaverse. This is like the entire complete box sets that you'll have access to. You're going to learn how to buy your first Satoshi, store your Bitcoin safely, purchase and sell with Bitcoin, trade cryptocurrencies, learn how altcoins work, how blockchain technology works. As I said, all of the training is done by streaming video. In Bitcoin 101, there's 15 lessons. This course is designed to take you through the history of Bitcoin and blockchain technology. Each video is designed to take you through a step-by-step process to know the fundamentals of the technology and how it works. Once you have completed this course, you will have more than a basic functioning understanding of blockchain, how to purchase Bitcoin, and how to use it. Then we have Advanced Crypto in 15 lessons. This course is designed for those of you who have gone through the Bitcoin 101 course or have some basic understanding of what Bitcoin is and how it functions. We will dive deeper into the functional workings of cryptocurrencies and blockchain projects. You will be introduced to other top coins besides Bitcoin on the market and learn about the economic ecosystem of cryptocurrencies. By the time you finish this course, you will have a clear understanding of crypto economics, the functioning roles of crypto, and how to understand the charts. You will be ready to engage in the crypto space. And then we have how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in 15 lessons. By this point, you have an advanced understanding of the history of blockchain technology and the crypto space. You are ready to engage and build your portfolio. There is no one strategy that fits them all. This course will share multiple strategies and opportunities so that you will have the confidence and skills in this space to earn a profit. Now, normal price for these is $2,997. And before you think, oh my gosh, that's too much money, that is nothing. People spend $5,000 on a weekend to get less than 1% of this information. Those are the people that are serious because they understand that without education, you at some point can lose most, if not all of your crypto. Not a matter of if, but when, if you're not crypto educated. You're going to start to hear stories very soon of people losing millions. And it's the people who say, I want to skip the whole education part. I got money. I'm just going to throw money at the wall and see what sticks. And then whatever does stick, they're going to end up losing that as well. But we've made this even more affordable. How so? Well, if you are a VIP member, meaning that you registered for the 5-day challenge and you upgraded to VIP for $97. If that's you, then you don't pay $2,997. You only pay $997. That's it. $997 for all of that. One time, not monthly. I know people out there that charge $1,000 a month for 1 hour a week. Just 1 hour a week, they charge $1,000 a month. But for those of you who still think, well, I don't know, $997, it's still a little bit too pricey. You got to start somewhere. However, we have a payment plan as well. We have a payment plan, which means that you can pay the $997 up front, or you can pay $550 over 2 months, or you can pay $400 over 3 months. Either way, we want to be able to get in. If you are a previous student of mine, meaning that you have purchased courses from me before, from either directly from me or my clients, I'm not going to charge you again for the courses you already purchased. What you don't have is all the extra stuff. then I'm going to cut that in half and you only pay $500. So if you're a previous student of mine, shoot me a private message. That is a link that we do not have out public. That's just for the prior students of mine, and I will get you that link, and you can pay $500. You get everything. Not only do you get that, but let me tell you where the real value comes in. Not in the videos, but every Tuesday and Thursday night for 2 hours, I have crypto class for founding members. And we take lessons out of the courses, and I go over it with you live, and you can ask questions and answer. Just like you VIPs saw this past week in the 5-day challenge, the real lesson wasn't in the first hour. The real lesson is when we stopped the live stream to the Facebook group. And then you guys were able to ask questions. Uh-oh, wait a minute, you're not able to see my screen. I forgot what I did there. Let me do that again. Here we go. And Marnita, do me a favor and type in the chat box the link. Wait, I can do this here. Or in the Facebook groups, because I can do this here in the chat box. This is the link for founding members. $9.97. All you need to do is register with the same email address you did when you registered for the 5-day challenge. $9.97. But the biggest deal is the classes we do every Tuesday and Thursday night. Because sometimes, even if you get the box set, you get home, you're like, how many of you have ever purchased a video, whether it be Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, personal development videos, and you still got it sitting on your counter somewhere, and you never really watched it? We're good at buying, but actually using it. I know there's a lot of people that might buy the education, but not actually ever use it. Right? You know, my CMO spends just $50,000 a year just to have 1 week with Tony Robbins. $50,000 a year. I've got right here. I'm gonna cover the name of it, but some of you may even recognize this video here. Your future is calling. I still have this video. This was the beginning of my journey as an entrepreneur. I got this in 1998, VHS cassette. I don't even have a VCR to try to put it in there. This was my future, and it turned into where I am right now. But we know that. So every Tuesday and Thursday night, I do it live, where you can ask questions. And tomorrow night, guess what? We have class for all you founding members. So you want to continue your education. We're right now in the How to Trade series. And the topics tomorrow, now I'll show you right now what they are. The first one up is the breakdown of the pump and dump. Anytime you see trading, think about this. Most of you guys are being exposed because you see somebody on Facebook talking about a brand new token, and it's going to be the next Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, right? People got rich overnight. You want that to be you. You get in, the price goes like this, and then it goes like this. And you're like, what happened? That's the pump and dump. You weren't educated to understand it, to know the workings. You thought you got in here, but in reality, you actually bought up here. And then the whole thing comes down on you, and you just lost all your money. And that's your first intro into crypto. So we're going to talk about the pump and dump. And then we're also going to talk about Bollinger Bands. This is a skill. If you can understand the Bollinger Bands, understanding this and buying the dip and the candlesticks is what made me all that money at the very beginning when I was trading. Very important skill set to learn. I don't even day trade today, but learning this skill set still makes me a lot of money when I'm moving around in the charts, playing around in the charts. So that starts tomorrow night. So if you want to be a part of it, because we're about to go right back to Bitcoin 101, probably in another week, we'll be back on Bitcoin 101. But I want to highlight one individual. This is an individual that all of you who is part of the ILCA family already know. This is an individual who has been following and watching me for years, who used to have a 9-to-5 job, but has been learning and learning and learning this whole crypto stuff. And because of what he's learned, not directly because of me, but the information that he's learned, and then he applied it, has walked him off his job, and he's in the 7-figure range. And that's Mr. Provis Lofties. And the reason why I want to highlight him is because he is a clear example that if you learn, take the time to learn. Provis isn't the guy that wants to go out there and recruit everybody. See, a lot of people that you see make money in crypto, they didn't make it because they understand it and they actually applied it. They made it because they joined a crypto business and they recruited a whole bunch of people who put their money in, and they made the commissions from that. That's where they made their money, not off the product. But Provis is an individual who actually made 7 figures from what he learned and applied it. And then this is where my respect for him goes up even higher. Turn around and teaching and sharing it with others. That's why I have a lot of respect for him, because he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to be on any ILCA call, but he wants to help the community. So I want to give a special shout out to Provis, and I'm using his story because that's a story that could be all of your stories as well. Not just for yourself, it's about paying it forward, helping the others. You saw last week I had the ILCA Member of the Week was Herschel Crow. Herschel's another individual that does not need to be on any ILCA talk. He's got information, but he's always learning, constantly learning, and then giving back and sharing with all of you. This community is not about me. This community is about all of you, the faces you see on the screen, the community. And the larger our community is, and the more educated you guys are, the stronger we be, and the more money we make. Because then you guys will start bringing different opportunities to the table. Like Fallon, when she found GMT token. And James made 8x on that. After 15K, he made 6 figures. So then our community starts to bring things. I don't know everything. I learn also from you guys as well. That's what I love this. So everybody's got their own special skill set, and I'm all ears. I'm learning. What you got? What you know? What's going on? What token did you see? What new blockchain projects is coming out that I didn't see about? Like Marnita is very instrumental in finding some of my articles, like the ones this morning. I don't read the articles before we go live. I read them for the first time with you guys, but I also don't have the time to go out there and finding all of them. So this is a community effort for all of us. And I want to invite you, now that you've gone through the 5-day challenge, to further your education with us by becoming a founding member and getting the courses now, because they will go up in price later. They will. It's going to be thousands of dollars to get that. Right now you're getting it for $9.97 because we're still in the early days. We haven't even done any advertising for ILCA yet. No advertising. This has all been word of mouth. James is teaching you guys now marketing skills. We're going to flip that marketing on. We also still have our inner circle for those of you that want the daily crypto talks. But you want to be a founding member, get those courses. If you're serious, you'll get those courses and be on the trainings with us on Tuesday and Thursday. Now saying that, tomorrow night, it will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you're a founding member, you'll get an email so that it will tell you where you're going to go. It's a Zoom. It's not on any Facebook. It's not on any stream live. It's a special Zoom link just for the founding members that you'll be on with me, and we're going to be doing some lessons. Next is, let's give away some Bitcoin. You guys ready for that? All right, so let me share screen because, I'm 16 minutes past the hour, so I went a little long. Let me share screen here. And all right, I've got the names in here. Now, if you say, Ron, my name's not there, you send a message to Marnita, find out if your name was supposed to be there. Sasha Brown, Brandy Jackson, Robin Beal twice, Dorothy, Trish, Christine, Shirley, Mr. Clemens, Janelle, Lisa, Van Harrison, Dolores, Steve Randall, Roger Banks, Sherry Sullivan, Michael Pendleton, Sue Williams, Patty, Marnita, Wendy, Mike, Marion, Dorian. Now, the reason why their names is here is because they completed the homework assignments. First, you have to be a VIP member. Be a VIP member, complete the homework assignments, and you're going into the draw. We're giving away $100 worth of Bitcoin to 3 people, 3 winners. Now, what is the cost to be a VIP again? Steve's last name was misspelled. All right, Steve. Well, we know it's you, Steve. We know it's you. All right. Let me see. Where's Steve? Dorothy, Trish, Shirley. Oh, I see you. You said, sorry, Steve. Steve. Oh, spelled like Julius Randall.
Brandon.
Yes.
Okay, there's one name that I did forget that is on my list, and she hit me up immediately. So let's get her on there.
Who's that?
It's Paulette, and please forgive me if I say your last name incorrectly. Peutz.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Peutz. Paulette Peutz?
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, we got Paulette in there. Is there anybody else before I hit this button that's supposed to be here? Anybody else are saying, "Where's me? Where's me?" Let's see. I don't see it in the comments. So we're good to go. Julia Smith. Julia is supposed to be in here. Sasha, Brandy, Robin, Dorothy, Trish, Christine, Jeffrey, Janelle, Lisa. Hey, Marnita, you want to check that? Julia? I don't see Julia's name on the list here. See, Julia Smith.
Okay, Julia, I'm going to check 2 different lists. If your name is there, then we will have you twice next drawing. Is that okay, Brandon?
Will it take you long to find it?
Maybe not. I got to go check on the Facebook. So, Julia, I'm going to go check in the Facebook group, and if you have up for uploads there, then I'll let him know. Give me 1 second.
All right. So while she's doing that, again, guys, I want to give away a lot of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that I give away is from money that was brought in from those who upgraded to VIP. And so if you're getting $100, then guess what? It only cost you $97 to be at the VIP. Now your VIP is paid because you won the drawing. So it's like you got all of this for free for one time. But if our community continues to grow and we have a whole lot more people on the next 5-day challenge, which is May 23rd. May 23rd is the next 5-day challenge. And we have a lot more people that upgrade to VIP, then I'm able to give away more money into the giveaway. So, Julia, you know what? Don't worry, Marnita.
No, she's there. She's there. She actually sent them in on April 29th. So thank you, Julia.
So let me put Julia in on there. All right. So I think we got it. We got everybody that's supposed to be there. And anybody that we might have missed, we'll make sure you're in on the next drawing. But the more people we have as our community grows, the more money I can give away. I want to be able to give away $10,000 worth of Bitcoin for drawings. How about that? That's what I'd like to do. All right, so here we go. I don't have a drum roll thing to go, but who's about to win $100 worth of Bitcoin? Let me see if I got this. Remove name from the list after the names draw. Yep. Show random names. Yep. Okay, and pick a random name. Ready? Wait, who's saying what? Yeah, Julia, we got you. In. Start. First winner up is Michael Pendleton. All right. Mike Pendleton. Michael, have you won before? You're in the green zone now. Profit.
I have not won before.
All right, Michael's first time.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Michael. That's one down. Two to go. Two to go. Pick another name. Van Hairston from Jersey. All right, Van, are you on here? Have you won before? Van Hairston. All right, we got Van. And one more pick. One more pick. Ready and go. Oh, here we go. Go. Roger Banks. Roger Banks is the winner. Hey, Roger, have you won? Is Roger on at all? Roger Banks. So those are our three winners: Michael Pendleton, Van Hairston, and Roger Banks. Congratulations, guys. We will be doing this again next month. This month at the end, May 23rd. But if you want more money, then here is what I ask for all of you. If you felt that you received a lot of value from the 5-day challenge, everything we're doing with ILCA, then do pay it forward and share with others who also need crypto education or they need to be exposed to it. Invite them and register them for the next 5-day challenge. And I'm going to give you guys an example of how you can make a lot of money by being a promoter. If you're a VIP as a promoter, when you share your link and those people upgrade, then we're paying out for that. In the next couple of days, I'll be paying out commissions for all of those who earn commissions and rewards in the ILCA. Thousands of dollars worth is going out in commissions this month. And then here's what you do. Don't take your rewards and go buy some Nikes or go buy a Gucci bag or go spending it. Take the money and use it to build your portfolio. Put it on a coin or a token and let it work for you. Let it grow. You can start from nearly nothing. So put it on something and let it grow for you. But you can make a lot. Now, here's one suggestion what I would do if I was sitting in your shoes. As the owner of ILCA, I have not done this myself yet. I will. Once I'm comfortable with all of the content that's been created and I flip myself back into marketing mode myself. Now, you don't think I don't have to. I've got James, but I can't help it. It's in my nature. And I start reaching out. Here's some tips. I would go to whether it's ministers of churches, pastors, ministers, communities, finding people of influence of large communities, whether it's on Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, Telegram groups, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, especially crypto groups. Don't go in there blasting out ILCA and posting it all over the place. No. That's what rookies do. What you do is find out who is the moderator of the group, who owns the group, who is a person of influence that may have 50,000 Twitter followers or whatnot in crypto. And see if you can get on the phone with that person, not just sending them a message, but say, hey, listen, can you have a quick 5 minutes? I want to chat with you about crypto. And then I will say, let me ask you a question. You've got a large following. Are you monetizing your group? I would ask them two questions. First, the first question I would say is, what content are you providing for your group to help them to get crypto educated? That's the first thing I would ask. And then I would say, are you monetizing this group at all? Because I see you're doing an excellent job answering questions, helping these people get their wallets. That must take a lot of time. Are you getting paid to do that? Are you getting paid to do that? That's what I would ask them. And then I would say, what if I could show you how to add content to your network that is not an MLM or network marketing company? Because that's what they're afraid of, because they get pitched and hit every day like most of you guys do. That's a crypto university that your community can join the next virtual 5-day challenge for free. There's no cost. So how would you like to offer something to your community that's no cost to them, that's going to give them a virtual Bitcoin boot camp for 5 days? So now you're bringing content to your community, your church group, your what do you call it? The Chamber of Commerce members, whatever. But if any of them decide to purchase more content, you get a percentage of that. And you've got a Facebook group of 20,000 people. What if 500 of them become founding members for $1,000, and you're getting $100 each? What's 100 times 500? That's what I would do. And I would make sure on the next 5-day challenge, you give them your link, show them how they can have their own link to give out to their community, because we pay out on 2 levels. 10% on the first, 5% on the second. You get 5% of all their community. Did you have to go in there, blowing up their inbox and spamming their page with ILCA stuff and nonsense? No. You find the person of influence to show them how they can monetize and provide content for the network they have following them. The bigger the network, the better. And we're not just talking about in the network marketing industry. You can just Google cryptocurrency networks in my city. Find out who people are and pick up the phone and call them up. Say, I've got something for you. You've never heard of ILCA, but I can show you how to make money by giving your people crypto educated. The next 5-day challenge is May 23rd. Sign up for free. Everybody loves free, right? Sign up for free. That's what I ask if you guys can do to help to build and grow this community. And then you're going to be coming up. We're going to be going to Dallas, so we're going to be having an event, some form of event. It probably might be a dinner on May 15th. That's Sunday. We'll probably by the end of the week we'll let you guys know exactly what we're going to do, and we're going to have a huge marketing event, learning how to market in Atlanta sometime in October. So start getting that in your head and planned out. If you want to learn how to market, not just ILCA, but market anything, getting that skill set. Once you have that skill set, it can't be taken away from you. Directly from the experts. You're not going to be learning from me. And I've been vice president of sales and marketing. You're going to learn from the people who have done 8 to 9 figures teaching this type of stuff for a whole week. Just go get that in your mind for October in Atlanta, Georgia. So that is it for our recap call tonight. Congratulations to you winners. We'll see you, though. I encourage you guys to become founding members tonight so that you can be on our call tomorrow night. We'll be doing it every Tuesday and Thursday. So I will see most of you guys in the inner circle tomorrow morning for the crypto talk, and then tomorrow night for the founding members. Again, we had a successful 5-day challenge. This was the best one yet. Weston, how will we get the link? The link to the becoming a founding member is I'm going to post it again right now. That's the link to becoming a founding member. So you click on that link or send a message to Marnita. Oh, go ahead, Marnita. Unmute yourself.
Oh, real quick, I am my guys. You guys are so awesome. I love the enthusiasm. There's so many people like, I need my promoter link. I need my promoter link. That is fantastic. You guys, please do me a favor. If you're a VIP, send me a friend request on Facebook. Just send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and I'll be more than happy to get your promoter link for you, but also include the email address that you use to register. All right?
All right, you guys got that. Your email address you registered, send it to Marnita, and she'll make sure you get your promoter link. Also, now this is very important, not only for you, but for anybody that you're going to invite. Make sure you add to the contact in your Gmail or your email account, support at ilcasecrets.com. Let me put that in the chat box here. Support at ilcasecrets.com. One thing that the marketing team is very good at is the emails are all programmed and they go out automatically, and we have like a 100% delivery rate. But on your end, I never got the email. I don't see it. Because depending on whatever email hosting site you're using, they all have different algorithms. So between Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, I don't know why anybody's still using AOL, Yahoo, or Hotmail. Get yourself Gmail and Proton Mail if you want to be involved in the crypto space, especially Proton Mail for security. People messing around with Cox and AOL and Hotmail, it's going to be all over the place. So if you don't see it in your main box, it might go to your spam. It might have gone to promotions or social. But if you add it as a contact, then it's going to pop up like immediately in front of you. So anything that we do, all emails are going out. You guys got them. When you tell us you didn't get an email, we look, say email was delivered. We know the exact time it was delivered. In some cases, we can see that you opened it. You just didn't know what you were opening. So put that in and tell your people to do the same thing. So when they register for the 5-day challenge, they will see the email that will give them the opportunity to upgrade to a VIP without you even having to tell them. That's marketing when things are automated, where you don't have to hands off. The system does all the work for you. All right, guys, that is it. I will see you in Crypto Talk for tomorrow morning for the inner circle, and then tomorrow night for all the founding members. See ya. Thank you guys for your participation, and I'll see you all tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.